Hi, I'm Lillian Su. I am the AACR president. I'm a medical oncologist at the Princess Margaret Cancer Center in Toronto. I've been in the field of cancer research for 3 decades, so I have seen much progress that have been made over the years in cancer health and cancer research. We've seen many new classes of drugs that have become standard of care, including molecularly targeted agents that have enabled precision medicine. Of course, there's immunotherapy such as the checkpoint inhibitors that really have changed the whole landscape of cancer therapeutics, to the point that we actually can see patients with advanced cancers being cured. Blood cancers or hematological cancers, it's a really exciting field. A lot of the therapeutics that we have, for example, the cell therapies, have made the first impact in hematological cancers. They really have changed the survival for these patients with advanced hematological malignancies. Basic research is such an important part, and it really enables us to understand the biology of different diseases. And this is the kind of research we need to invest in. As a physician, I am interested to have basic scientists tell us what are the targets. Governmental funding is really important to support basic or fundamental research because it's a significant amount of our innovation and discovery comes from the bench. And I think this is why our governmental funding will help to fuel and catalyze the field to make it move much more efficiently. I have seen clinical trials evolve over the last few decades to very complex trials, and I think next decade or so we'll see even more evolution with more inclusion of artificial intelligence, multi-omic technology, etc. We should learn from our successes and our failures. And I think to be able to use that to do clinical trials that are more adaptive. Stop if it is not showing any signals of promise, go forward fast if we see signs of activity to take advantage of. Artificial intelligence is going to be a very important technology in health sciences. We can leverage AI in clinical research in many ways. One possibility is actually to develop ways to identify patients. This is particularly important for rare tumors, where it may be that only a small percentage of patients exist in any one geographical area. It will play an important role in terms of, for example, digital pathology, allow us to even use simple slides to detect changes in the tumor that perhaps will avoid us having to do biopsies over and over again. It will also allow us to look at CT or MRI images in a totally different way that the naked eye cannot decipher. One area that I really think will make a big difference in the years to come would be in the field of liquid biopsy. We can use it to identify the genetic alterations from the cancer and use that as targets to prescribe therapeutics. But I think the area that I'm most interested in is using circulating tumor DNA or ctDNA to detect so-called molecular residual disease in patients who have had definitive treatment, surgery, radiation, or chemoradiation, where we think cancer is gone because we cannot see it on routine imaging, but we can detect it in the blood. And there's very strong evidence to show that when you can detect molecular residual disease, the cancer will come back. I think currently we're at a challenging time in terms of funding for cancer research. Instead of adding more fuel to stimulate cancer research, we're seeing a setback in support. Cancer research, medical research is what helps to improve the health of our patients. We are working together to the field moving, our patients and their families, to really continue to support health research. If we didn't have that kind of research going on 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we will not have the new drugs that we have now, immunotherapies and the targeted therapies. All this is because of the investment we made decades ago.